Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Having some technical issues that I'm not quite sure how to fix unless I already did fix them. So, are you out there? Am I out there? I see waiting. Okay. The person who is literally in the room with me can see me, so can anyone else hear me? That's important. See and hear you. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Let's cold open a song then. Patty got loaded and she went home with Jay. Left her with her head that wouldn't go away. She couldn't think about what it would do to Paul. Broke into her mom's house and wrote on the wall. She go, Mom, I really miss you. I just wish you were here. Need to scream out loud. Need to hear someone there. She wrote for hours, then she laid in that bed. And her mom's still gone, but so's the pain in her head. Leave the cap off the bottle and talk to me. Leave the cap off the bottle and talk to me. Leave the cap on your bottle and talk to me. Leave nothing out, just open it up and be free, yeah. I don't know how to save her, Paul said to me. Don't feel right to keep her hold, set her free. Pretty child feels like a wounded cat in my yard. No money for vet bills is too damn hard. Worrying about life, yes to deal. Won't pay your bills, won't help her heal. Took a long pull, then a grinned a bit. Said I couldn't even teach my dog to sit. So leave the cap off the bottle and talk to me. Leave the cap off the bottle and talk to me. Leave the cap on the bottle and talk to me. Leave nothing out, just open up me. Be free, yeah. His dreams won't leave his head. He used to think the message was straight from God. And since a phone call due, now he thinks it odd. Said I told Patty's mother about my doubts on the cross. Could have said that to the dying wasn't final loss. Took her ashes to a bench. Patty God walks the streets. Take this weight off my chest. He spoke long and drank deep. So leave the cap off the bottle. Talk to me, leave the cap off the bottle. Talk to me, leave the cap on your bottle and talk to me. Leave nothing out, just open up and be free. All right. Let's see who is here in the chat. I see my mom is Pam. My mom Pam is here. Nick Davila, Barbara Boardman, hello. Anna Ginavola, Christina Darling, David Benjamin, hey man. Christy Davila, Joe Warren, hi. Michelle Vanderpool, Melissa Catano, looking forward to having some whiskey with you soon. Kelsey Blaine Gibson, hello. Steve Boardman, Steve and Barbara. Did I say hello to one and not the other? Hello, the Boardmans. Corey Benjamin with the good medical news. Excellent. That is very good to hear or read, whatever the proper verb should be here. Jason Allen, how you doing, man? All right. Scrolling. Looks like the top of the chat may have gotten cut off. Nick Davila, thank you very much, sir. It's good to be back. Good to be back here in the land of merely hot but reasonable weather. And Dari has a new job and is at her new job right now. So congrats to Dari if she watches the replay. Excellent. All right. I think I'll stay with something upbeat and in E minor. Hello, Karen Oliver. Hello, Karen, John, and Rick. Wait, I gotta scroll back up and see who said the thing about Clay Aiken. Okay, David. It's all sorts of pains from playa dust, then drinks water, turns into Clay Aiken. Okay, got it. Cute. That was one of the stranger turning points of my musical career. Being in Clay Aiken's only music video. He was, we were all like lining up with handshake deals at least to do like all of the videos. I was going to be in all of them. And they all stopped after one. Karen, Rick, you're welcome. Glad you joined us on your birthday. All right. Going to keep it upbeat and in E minor. With America. Aaron Powell. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Yeah, Nick, I'll be happy to share my burning experience. Type in a specific question. I'll start with that. How's that? On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There were sand and hills and rings. The first thing I I meant was to fly with the bugs in the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. See, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told me of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. See, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. After 9 days, I let the horse run free, 'cause the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There were sand and hills and rain. And the ocean is a desert with its life underground, and the perfect skies above. Under the cities lies a hard middle ground, but the humans would give no love. And I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Feels good to be out of the rain. In the desert, can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. Well, welcome back to Miss Erin Powell, and welcome to Miss Catherine. I think this is the first LoveCast Catherine is joining us for. Longtime Hunter and the Dirty Jacks fan, if that thumbnail is the face that I think it is, and that is the Kathy that I think it is. So, greetings and salutations. Thank you for joining us. Wow. So, yeah, Nick Davila. Wow, what of my burn experience could I share? Hey, Zach White. Glad to see you joining us this evening, sir. So Burning Man is not what you would call a relaxing vacation. I heard it phrased a little differently this year, that it elevates one spiritually and emotionally, though it is physically depleting. I like that description. That really seems apt. Yes, Aaron Powell, I did make dust angels, or at least I did make a dust angel when I first got in the gates of Black Rock City. I literally pulled over the vehicle. There's a greeter, and my greeter said something that really stuck with me this year. It's usually just hello, welcome, and kinds of things that I don't remember, but this year I think I'm going to remember my greeter's phrase. It was He says, "Welcome to Burning Man. You will make choices." And that was all he said. And I just laughed my ass off. And then got out and made a dust angel, like a virgin. Exactly. Although this was this is 14 years for me. So yes, you will make choices. Just, oh my God. I quoted that greeter all through the burn. And I thought about it too, like on multiple occasions where like, all right, do I want to refill my horn of whiskey here, or should I stick to water for a little bit? And then went, the fact that I'm going for whiskey is one of those choices that greeter was referring to. That's the light end, the shallow end of the choices pool. The more nefarious ends of the choices pool shall not be disclosed in public. Yeah, welcome to Burning Man, just a music festival. Mike Pierce as a greeter. Aaron, you seem like a burner to me. Did you go? It must be difficult with your teaching schedule if you can manage to get out for that, family funeral or wedding that must happen every year at the same time for you to manage to escape. But I'm curious if you managed to get out there. Hello, Krista King. Greetings and salutations, madam. Lovely to see you in the chat. I lit the Temple of Hope aflame. I'm not sure if you are meaning the actual piece, the Temple of Hope, or if you are being metaphoric there. And just like hope to go to Burning Man. Neither would surprise me, from Miss Erin Powell. Yeah, it's Burning Man is, for me personally, a poignant reminder. Torchbearer and Temple Crew. Wow, okay. Wow. Man, I wish I would have seen you out there. Hello, Susan Kuhn. Yeah, Burning Man is, for me, a poignant reminder how... I don't think it's a coincidence that most of the major world religions have had their birthplace in the desert. There's something transcendent and, well, just transcendental that happens out there. Something that is just beyond words. Something that you will never get if you just fly out for the weekend and pay, I don't know, $10,000 for your own private trailer. On the one hand, I kind of like, I don't know, I almost feel sorry for folks that can afford to do that, to do their burn that way. Far be it from me to pity rich people. However, it's like seeing the ocean from a dive bell. That you never actually get out in the water, but you kind of see through this pristine glass that's very safe and very temperature controlled. And all the dangerous fish just swim right by you ineffectually. Yeah, ancient land, ancient ways of survival to thrive, indeed. Kathy B., I have, however, been to music festivals. Camping in the muck and mud for 3 days was not fun. Yeah, I mean, there's a distinct parallel to music festivals, but I've always said describing Burning Man as a festival is kind of like describing Disney World, Florida as a theme park. Like, it's an accurate description, but man, it's kind of like describing the Wizard of Oz as young girl lands in foreign mysterious land, instantly kills along with two strangers as the trio vows to murder again. You know, like describing it as a festival is accurate, but just completely misses the point, right? Yeah. Yeah, David's reference was very specific to an after hours conversations. Yeah, it is a festival. Music happens there. I don't go there for the music myself. That's, yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how further to expand on that at the moment, but I welcome specific questions in the chat that perhaps I can shed some light on. Perhaps Miss Erin Powell can shed some light on. To give you all just also a little insight as to what Erin is talking about. So my actual birthday is September 30th. Sometime a long time ago, maybe a decade ago, I don't know when exactly, my inner chronometer started turning over as I think of myself as the next year older, not at my birthday anymore, but at the temple burn. And that is what Erin Powell was a part of. Just to give you proper weight and context of what she's describing, having participated in. It is more important to me than Christmas, New Year's Eve, Halloween, and my actual birthday all put together. That is the cornerstone. It's the emotional and spiritual cornerstone of my entire year. I literally spend the entire year planning so that I can get to the next burn the next year. So, what happens at Burning Man stays at Burning Man, except the dust. The dust comes home with you. I was pointing out in a show the other day, this guitar, which stayed in its case the entire time, is still, and I've cleaned it off since then, and I'll be damned, this guitar is still like dusty again. This guitar stayed in its case at Burning Man. The case was inside the cab or back of a truck at all times. Dust still got in that, still got inside the case, and still coated that guitar. It's crazy. I wish that part stayed at Burning Man. However, poignant reminder, it don't. Hello, Joanne King. You are just in time for the next song. So, yeah, please, I welcome. Aaron's got an insight. Not really a festival, more of a multi-generational collective of artistic fringe folks manifesting, creating, and letting go of a small civilization of spirituality, emotion, and human experience. Yeah. What Aaron said. I mean, yes, genuinely yes. When you buy a ticket, and you do have to buy a ticket, your credit card statement will reflect that you bought a ticket to a festival. However, buying a ticket to Disney World will say that you went to a theme park. You know, it's just not going to convey. Zach wants to know, is it similar to Woodstock? Obviously, I couldn't say how similar to Woodstock because Woodstock happened in 1969 and I couldn't be there. The one thing that I can say Burning Man and Woodstock have in common is people's failure to communicate what actually happens and the real significance of what actually happens to people who haven't been there or haven't experienced it. It's like Aaron's phrase was a lot better than my poorly stab in an attempt to describe. However, words fail. It's very much like trying to describe the color blue to someone who was born blind. You're never going to get a full description of the experience of seeing blue verbally across to someone who has never seen. Yeah. All right. Well, David, I'm thinking I'm going to see Rise for the first time this year, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's about from your point of view. In the same way that I wouldn't expect David to be able to explain Rise to me who had never seen it. And I completely agree again with Aaron Powell. The participants are the entertainment. Yeah, you will meet some of the most colorful, imaginative, and just unbelievable humans out there at Burning Man. I mean, holy shit, I have never... I mean, like the top 20 most interesting and entertaining characters that I have met in this carbon-based form of life experience that I have had in my decades of life thus far. Easily the top 20 most interesting and entertaining human beings I all met at Burning Man. Easily. So... I welcome more questions. And in the meantime, this is a song by the Bodines called Naked. Baby, ask me anything that you want. Now look you in the eyes now. There can be no surprises if you mean what we say. I've been around the block and I done some things I ain't so very proud of. Darling, help me leave this cloud up, holding lonely behind. Naked, I'll stand here naked. You staying naked with me. I'll stand here naked with you. 'Cause in the morning when I look in the mirror, I look twice at what I'm seeing. If those eyes are really me, Lord have mercy on my soul. I'm walking forward, but I'm walking alone, and I need some understanding. Hell, we all need understanding. I just want you to know. Naked, I'll stand here naked. If you standing naked with me, I'll stand here naked with you. Naked, I'll stand here naked. You stand here naked with naked as I reach for the touch, and all I wanna do is hold you, and I wanna lose control. You are so easy to crave. The time has come for us to lay it all down. There can be no more denying. If I can't have you, I'm dying. A little more every day. Naked, I'll stand here naked. If you stand here naked with me, I'll stand here naked with you. Naked, I'll stand here naked. If you stand here naked with me, I'll stand here naked with you. Oh man. All right. So I want to like flip back through the chat and catch the poignant comments that I may have missed as went by through that song. But before I do, I want to ask Aaron Powell, where I don't know where the Temple crew actually sleeps. Like, where do you camp when you build, and how early were you out there? To answer that question, that was Naked by the Bodines. I don't actually know if I said what I was about to play. But yeah, I'd like to know from Aaron. So I am one of the founders of a large acrobatics camp called Swing City. We were this year at 9 o'clock and F. Next year will probably be more like at 9 o'clock in E, or maybe as far out as like 9 o'clock and yeah, it will probably be about 9 o'clock and E. Catherine, I was reading about people dead there, people dying there. You mean at Burning Man? Yeah, that happens sometimes. If I'm interpreting your comment correctly, that does happen sometimes. It didn't happen this year, however. I was actually pretty surprised because the heat was so extreme. I did expect a few heart attacks, and fortunately, didn't happen. So the man was with us this year. Yeah, Kathy B, that was. I'm amazed. I'm amazed you remember that. But yeah, I quite poignantly remember saying that, and thank you. I'm glad I changed my mind too. It's a great song. So Aaron says been a few years, probably a month before Gates. Seems like 3:30 or 4 o'clock and A. Okay. Oh, lovely Melissa Catano. Melissa is listening from Utah. I don't know, Nick Davil. Like Burning Man, Nick is saying it always seemed like a world I'd love to be in, but don't belong. I was, somebody was commenting that like the biggest difference between now and Burning Man in the 90s is that, first of all, in the 90s, they didn't have all the LED lights yet. So it was mostly incandescent and just kind of like everything just sort of visually looked different than it does now. But the second more poignant thing, part of the comment, this is the comment from a stranger I just happened to see as a post on the internet this afternoon, is that it felt like in the 90s that Burning Man was where freaks go to feel normal and belong, and that nowadays Burning Man is much more often where normal people go to kind of get away with being freaky for a little while. I thought that was an interesting perspective. I can't decide if I agree or not, but I never went in the 90s, so I can't fully contrast the scope of the comment. Definitely caught my eye, though. Christy Davila says, I hope this doesn't rub anyone the wrong way, but I spent a lot of years going to church camp. It was always such an amazing week and made a huge impact on me. No, quite the opposite, as I'm sure is no secret to most people who know me well. I am not even vaguely religious as an adult, but I was as a kid. I was in my formative years and my teenage years, to be certain. And I had this same experience. I loved church camp when I was a kid and when I was in my early teens, especially. Church camp was just amazing, and it was just like a transcendent, difficult to describe part of my childhood, part of my upbringing. And I had these incredible religious experiences in the woods. As an adult, I have different interpretations of what those experiences were, the significance of those experiences. But that does not in any way, shape, or form detract from the actual experiences that I had at church camp. And I'm so profoundly glad I went to church camp growing up. I went to Durley in Illinois, which was a largely Methodist church camp. I don't know if denominations actually make a difference on the church camp experience. If you go to a Methodist or a Catholic or miscellaneous Protestant church camp, it's probably not that much different from one church camp to the other. But no, I'm extremely, profoundly grateful that I went to church camp when I was growing up. David Benjamin, I spent 3 years of high school canoeing on the Russian River for a week. It was an awesome experience every year. Cool. Yeah, cool. I can only imagine. Let's see. Aaron says, I was in a warehouse in Marin 6 months prior, prepping wood. Yeah, there's a lot. The temple, just like the man, is a huge structure built out of lots and lots and lots of wood, most of which is, I guess it's safe to say, most of which is pre-cut and then assembled there on the desert. David Benjamin, one of my main memories of church camp was a counselor who waxed eloquent on farting. Cool. I don't know, Catherine saying that's awesome. I went to the Bill Rice Ranch in Tennessee. I don't know what that is, unless it's a church camp in Tennessee that I've never heard of. Joe Warren, I spent 4 fabulous summers as a church camp counselor in Big Sur. Very liberal, really special. Oh, Christina, I always wanted to go to a sleepaway camp like in the movies. We didn't have stuff like that in Vegas. Well, I think the biggest difference is they only called it sleepaway camp in 1980s horror films where everybody got killed. I never actually heard it called that except on VHS boxes. But yeah, I guess that's, it's an accurate description. Christy Davila is saying, we went to Camp St. Andrews in Pincreate. My boys go now. It's our Episcopal Diocese camp. Okay. No, Aaron, I know what you're talking about. Do I remember the Belgian waffle? I heard of that. I think I saw it, but I didn't know it was called that at the time. Somebody was recounting something about the Belgian waffle. I mean, so I've been going since 2009. And if I have my Burning Man lore correct, the Belgian waffle happened between, this year and 2009. So I think I was there for that. I just didn't staple that name to it at the time. But please extol further and in the chat if you haven't already. I think I'm just behind on where I am. Yeah, I loved Bandcamp too, my mom is pointing out, but Bandcamp is a fundamentally different experience. Like Bandcamp was more like boot camp where everybody is coming together for to work their asses off for a common result. It's almost fanatical level training, practice, and work. And it's not like Burning Man isn't a lot of focused work. It very, very, very much is. Very much is. Here's this song I was looking for. All right, so yeah, I welcome more questions about the burn, and I'll play another song. I'm still laughing about Christina's like, I just don't have normal childhood things like zoos. We also don't have a zoo. Yeah. The trials and tribulations of growing up in Vegas. Where they teach you to shuffle cards in PE. I'm making that up, but I wouldn't actually be surprised if they did. Let's see if I can find this song. Sorry eyes that cut through the bone and make it hard to leave you alone, leave you here wearing the moon, waving your gun. Somebody new. Baby, I'm lost. Baby, I'm lost. Baby, I'm lost cause there's too many people you used to know. See you coming, see you go. I know your secrets, you know them. This town is crazy, nobody cares. Baby, you're lost. Baby, you're lost. Baby, you're lost. tired of fighting, tired of fighting, fighting for a lost cause. There's a place where you are going. You ain't never been before. There's no one laughing at your back now. No one standing at your door. That what you thought love was for. Baby, I'm lost. Baby, you're lost. Baby, you're lost cause. Tired of fighting, tired of fighting, fighting for a lost cause. So that was Lost Cause by Beck from the album Sea Change that it came out in 2002. I lowered it probably at least an octave, though. When I figured that out, that cover, I think I was specifically imagining what would it sound like if Johnny Cash were to cover a Beck song, and so that was kind of the concept that I was going into with that. All right, I'm going back up through the chat here. David's got an interesting point. Christina, people watching in casinos is way more interesting than a zoo. Yeah, all right. No, Nick, I kind of expected to be to sidetrack myself because Burning Man it's a major part of my life personally, and this is supposed to be a personal and intimate show. This and frankly every episode of the LoveCast, so it's only appropriate that we talk about Burning Man in some significant detail. And when I say significant, much more than, hey man, what rave did you go to in the biggest party in the world that happens out in the desert? Some people literally just go for the biggest party in the world. If that's all you need Burning Man to be, it will be that for you very easily. Me, I literally went out dancing one night, and it wasn't even like all of the night. It was just something I did with a few people for a little while one night. That is not a cornerstone for me. Well, good. Yeah, Corey Benjamin is saying, Nick, I'm glad you asked. I really had no understanding of Burning Man, and I've really enjoyed hearing Hunter talk about it. Thank you, Corey. Yeah, Mom is also chiming in. My mom, Pam Ackerman, is Nick Davily, you really didn't derail at all. You added to the smiles and understanding. I love hearing about Burning Man. Yeah, and it gets extremely hot there. Scrolling. How do you stay cool at Burning Man? The heat would be so brutal. Some people have RVs with air conditioning. Some people set up special insulated yurts and hook up a generator and run a swamp cooler. I personally just soak rags in water and vinegar, and just put those on my body in the hottest part of the day, and stay in the shade. Take your shoes off, and that's about all I got. The heat is indeed brutal. There's no escaping it. It's just that. Some years are worse than others. This year was definitely worse than others. Vinegar, yeah, vinegar because, yeah, that sounds like a strange detail, I'm sure. So the playa dust is alkaline. It's distinctly alkaline. And every year you'll see people, particularly virgins, though not necessarily just newbies, that will just be like, "Oh, I've just been going barefoot all week because the dust feels so nice on your feet." It's like really fine, the dust. It's not like sand, and where it's grainy and like it won't like exfoliate your skin like sand. It's more like talcum powder in its fineness, and so some people like to go around just like barefoot all week. But that will give you literally a chemical burn that is the opposite of an acid burn. It is alkali, and it will similarly damage your skin. Vinegar is lightly acidic, acetic acid. So vinegar neutralizes the playa quite nicely. And in fact, when I got home, I washed both of the bikes that I brought. I bring a tandem bike and an e-bike, and I washed those down with a solution of soap, water, and vinegar, and then hose it all off with water and lube everything. So vinegar, yeah, that's one of those things. In fact, when I'm doing like my supply trip at Costco, I'll spend what is it at Costco? You spend $3 for like a 5-gallon bucket of vinegar, something insane like that. Because every year, without fail, I see someone with like bleeding feet and bleeding skin, and they're just like, "What the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on with me." I can fix this at least. I can fix this temporarily, and yeah, a little bit of vinegar goes a long way for those folks. So I wanted to take a moment to express some gratitude for the people that dropped into the virtual tip jar from LoveCast 11D9. Those folks were Ed and Susie Marsh, Emily Thatcher, and one anonymous donor. So thank you all very much. I would really appreciate it if you can throw in this evening. There's the Paymos and the Venpals at your disposal. All right, I'm just going to do one or two more songs here. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do next. Oh, damn, this is in the wrong tuning. So I'm going to switch to this guitar. All right, so This is a Tim Bloom song that I don't think I've played for a very long time. This is called Lift the Trunk. I went into old Grand Cross to resupply my sundries. The boats were almost up to the front door. We prayed they don't rise up no more. I saw the kid walking up the track. I raised my bird and changed my tack. He come back down and he pulled alongside. Was not looking for a ride. He said, my friend Quaid, he punched you down. I said, yes he did. Is he around? You tell your friend Quaid that he punched just fine. You blacked out both these eyes of mine. Boys, lift the trunk. Hey, lift the trunk. The wheels are broke, our shirts are soaking. Boys, lift the trunk and pray that they piss. If sweat was gold, we'd all be famous. Woo-hoo. The girls were there for the warm-up call in the lobby of the opera hall. They saw you there and they called you over to sing on the white cliffs of Dover. I got too close to the wall, oh, someone's animal, it gains control. I can't tell you whose mule it was, but she blushes when her Jenny does. Boys, lift the trunk. Hey, lift the trunk. The wheels are broke, our shirts are soaking. Boys, lift the trunk and pray that they piss. If sweat was gold, we'd all be famous. Woo-hoo! All right. Yeah. Thank you, David. I love that song. That's of all of the Mother Hips catalog, of all of Tim Bloom's solo catalog, that might be my favorite that he's ever written. I mean, it's... Aaron, what's up with my recordings with Tim? So, thank you for asking. We were supposed to release those in August, and then I got COVID for all of August, at least until, like, all of August, until right up until when I had to leave for Burning Man. So, it's going to be released. Yeah, I'm fine now. It's going to be released. I was thinking sometime in September, but just for safety's sake, I better right now say an October release. But the Hunter and the Dirty Jacks YouTube channel is going to be reclaimed and repurposed, and that would be neat. A tour to come up North Chico way. That would be really cool. I don't know how to figure the logistics of such a thing as a solo run, but I'm definitely open to ideas. So, yeah, if you're in the sound of my voice, go to the Hunter and the Dirty Jacks YouTube channel, subscribe, and look for changes over there coming soon. I think Hunter and the I think Hunter's acoustic cabin will remain mostly largely a home for Fireside Tales for Wolfgang that I launched into during the pandemic. Yeah, why solo? Because that is the hand that life has dealt. Yeah. Sometimes pandemics change things, apparently. So I'm going to do one more here. This is a Mazzy Star song. Still falling, breathless and gone again. Inside today, beside me today. Your eyes shed into dust like two strangers turning into dust. To my hair show the way I feel. I could possibly be fading, or have something more to gain. I could feel myself growing colder. I could feel myself under your fate. Under your face. It was you, breathless and torn. I could feel my eyes into dust, and two strangers turning into dust. Turning into dust. Turning into dust. Well, with all the discussion of dust and Burning Man, it seemed like a good one to close it off with. That was Into Dust by Mazzy Star from the album So Tonight That I Might See. Thank you all very much for joining us here on LoveCast number 120. If you are so able, I love and appreciate donations that you can drop into the virtual tip jar. And if you can't, hey, no worries. Thank you for being here and joining us. I love you all.